I think that he will be in the draft here at some point in the future, and but for the team next year, and I think it's great. I think he's going to grow a lot this year, and his biggest thing he's got to do in the offseason is just improve his outside jump shot. He shot 29% from three this year on the season, and I expect that's going to be up into the 40s as we're standing here a year from now talking about his shooting percentages. I think there's no question his work ethic, his coachability, his desire to do what he has to do, all phenomenal. He had a tremendous freshman year, all SEC first team, freshman team, and our best defender, no question. Our most inspirational player. I mean, it's because of how he brings it every day. I mean, his work ethic is incredible, and he's a great kid. So we're very blessed to have him returning to the team next year.
The other guys that are still in the draft, how do you prepare for that? With your team moving forward, with the uncertainty of if they'll be back or not.
It just is what it is. We want to support them, and hope that it's a good experience. I mean, any one of our players that can be drafted in the first round after going through the process of it needs to stay, needs to be a first-round pick. That's guaranteed money. So that's the whole, thing is that, all these kids have said, hey, if I'm a first-round pick, I'm going to stay in. If I'm not, I'm going to come back to school. I think that's a really good, intelligent criteria to use to base your decision on as to whether or not you're going to go back to school or stay in. And so the key is getting information that is, the correct information and the feedback. And so that's what, my job is to try to help that, happen for each one of those guys.
Other than outside shooting, what are some of your primary goals for this team in the offseason?
Well, that was just relative to Nick, but you're right. Outside shooting for a whole team would be good. But, we want to get bigger, stronger, faster, quicker. I mean, I'm excited for them. We have Colin Crane back for a second year. I mean, our strength coach did an outstanding job. We're adding at least 4 new players and adding them to the mix with the guys that return. And, we've got, Keyshawn. We were talking today, you and I, before we came out here. Keyshawn Fizel had a small bone removed, and I can't even say it. You're going to have to get the spelling from Greg Ellis. I don't even want to attempt it. You want to try that, Neil?
No.
Okay. Mary Catherine, you want to give that a shot? But anyway, he's fine. That happened on Monday with Dr. Jones and Dr. Altmaier, and he'll be on crutches for a couple weeks. And we're excited because I think he had pain in there, off and on throughout the year, and so this, even though it's not fun to go through a surgery, this will ultimately cure, and he won't have any issues there anymore. Is my understanding.
With Jethro having D1 experience already, how much does he come in and be able to add to what you've already got?
Well, he gives us a lot of depth up front, strength, and he's a big, strong, powerful kid who's athletic, who can rebound and defend. And I'm looking forward to getting him here and getting started and helping him, continue to grow in terms of his offensive skill level and learn the system. And so he'll be a good, addition to our team, no question.
Do you expect all those guys to be able to enroll in June, or are you not sure?
Yeah, I expect them to.
If Nick and Lamar come back, you'll have 12 guys on scholarships, leaving something open there. Will you be still looking at recruiting, maybe a transfer, or what are your plans for that?
Yeah, there's if everybody came back. Nick's already announced he's coming back.
Right.
So, we're still talking about Q
and Lamar.
Eric Holman, and Lamar. So there's that potential for all 3 of those guys to, test and go through this process. So there's a lot of, like you said, uncertainty, and I've been through this before. I've had this happen in my career as a coach, and you know, it's amazing how many kids are putting their name in now. It's quite a big group of guys.
Did Eric put his name in for the draft?
He hasn't yet. You have until, you know, here coming up soon to make the decision and sign the papers.
With the run that you guys went on, going to the Top Four and all that, just how much does it, I guess, boost this team's confidence, you know, going into the offseason, that, you know, that you may be able to make a run to the NCAA tournament?
You know what? Having been in the Final Four, I want to caution you that we went to the NIT Final Four. I want to be specific about that. The women were in the Final Four last 2 years. But I thought that the postseason for us this year was incredibly positive for our team. You know, to beat a very good Nebraska team that was 13-5 in the tough Big Ten conference, then to turn and win on the road, the #1 seed Baylor in the NIT tournament, who had a very good, you know, group of seniors that scored, I think, 68 points in that game. Excellent team, and that was an exciting finish, obviously. And a very, you know, first of all, playing. I think we played. What time we played in the morning, Greg? Was it 11? 11 a.m. That was an early Sunday morning game, which was different. But that was a great win, and then to have Q make his 3rd game winner of the year at the buzzer. I still am amazed at that. I mean, think about that now. He made 3 shots to win the game at the buzzer for us this year. I mean, I bet there's no one in the NBA in the 82-game schedule this year that's won 3 games at the buzzer. Check that, Bob. I would be willing to say that is very unlikely that anybody in the NBA has done that this year in an 82-game schedule. It's incredible. And then to turn around and have our best game of the year at Louisville, where we just played phenomenally. It was just so exciting and so fun and a great environment against an historical, you know, power. And then unfortunately we had one of our worst games of the year in our last game against Penn State, but I'm going to choose to remember all the positives. And I thought that really helped our growth. When you think about, you know, and especially 2 road wins against high major opponents that are good teams on the road, you know, at the end of the season. That was really good for us going and leading into this upcoming season. And I am incredibly enthused about the upcoming year. I mean, just really excited, you know, thrilled. I wish we were starting now. It's going to be a long off season because I can't wait. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I think there'll be a lot of anticipation by our fans. I think there's going to be, again, an incredible SEC conference in basketball. You know, think about it. 8 teams went to the NCAA tournament this year, most ever out of this conference in the history of the conference. And I don't think that's going to change next year.
How far are you into piecing together the non-conference schedule?
Yeah, and that's going to be a incredibly upgraded non-conference schedule. And we're in the midst of that right now. It's a great question. But it's going to be, our fans will be, I think, thrilled. We just got to make sure we get them out to come support because we got to win the games that we're playing. And this year to be 19-2 at home, we had, you know, an incredible home court run. And, you know, these kids that are returning and the guys we're adding, we deserve to have, you know, the old hump back.
Will there be more games away from home in next year's non?
Yeah, yeah.
More power
There'll be
five?
less home games and more away games, more neutral games.
More power 6 conference teams?
Uh-huh.
in there?
A Power 5. Power 5. You get, you know, being in that power conference, you got to play football and basketball.